Liv Morgan just had a massive new program kick off for her, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's new with Drew McIntyre, Becky Lynch, and much more. Starting things off with everything new for Drew McIntyre. Drew is arguably doing the best work of his entire WWE career right now, and has become one of the most entertaining superstars in the company. He originally had his biggest moments in WWE during 2020 and 2021, when he was the WWE champion and constantly involved with the WWE title picture. He had another massive point in his career in 2022 when he faced Roman Reigns at the Clash of the Castle event, so big moments and big matches is nothing new for Drew McIntyre at all. But over the last few months, Drew has really elevated his work in every single way, especially when it comes to character work. A big character trait that has been on full display for Drew McIntyre recently is his obsessive nature. Remember that his heel turn all started due to his obsession with Jey Uso, along with the events that happened between the Bloodline and himself in 2022. Drew couldn't let that go and became obsessive with getting Jey Uso back, even after Jey had proven several times that he was a changed man from his Bloodline days. Drew never got over it and just led him down that heel path, and we continue to see him get obsessed with new things as times went on. He became obsessed with Seth Rollins in the World Heavyweight title and trying to win that championship. But while he was locked in on the world title, Drew McIntyre had another obsession going on with CM Punk. That entire angle basically started the night that CM Punk returned at Survivor Series. There were reports that Drew McIntyre stormed out of the arena, and shortly after that, Drew versus CM Punk had become a storyline on WWE television. From tweets to t-shirts to just mentioning CM Punk at every opportunity he got, it was clear that Drew had found a newly found obsession. CM Punk even joked around during the WrestleMania kickoff show that Drew's obsession with him was starting to make him feel uncomfortable. And even though CM Punk isn't medically cleared, WWE has been doing a great job at finding new ways to keep the storyline and narrative building between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Drew was the one to fully write CM Punk off of television after the Royal Rumble, but CM Punk returned in the weeks leading up to WrestleMania, and he became a special guest commentator for the match between Drew and Seth. And now we see that CM Punk also had another big role that he played at WrestleMania 40, and that was playing the role of spoiler to Drew McIntyre. After Drew won the World Heavyweight title by beating Seth Rollins cleanly in the middle of the ring, Drew was flaunting the title to everyone and just showboating as much as he possibly could. He showboated the most to CM Punk, who finally had enough and decided to give Drew a beatdown right then and there. That led to Damian Priest coming out to cash in his Money in the Bank contract and end Drew McIntyre's world title reign after barely 5 minutes. And then the very next night on Raw, Drew McIntyre cuts a promo about how furious he is and takes shots at everyone. He called Damian Priest a transition champion and said how he'll beat down CM Punk on site next time they saw each other. And then Drew would go on to getting extremely close to becoming the new #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title. But once again, CM Punk screwed Drew McIntyre over by appearing from under the ring to cost Drew the #1 contenders match. So considering how much time WWE continues to use on building up tensions and issues between Punk and McIntyre, it has fans fully believing that this match between the two will be coming potentially as soon as Punk is cleared. There's been lots of rumors that CM Punk may be cleared in time for SummerSlam. The fans are looking at that event to possibly being the big payoff for everything that we've seen happen between these two so far. But there's still lots of uncertainties around that match. One of the uncertainties being CM Punk's health. He obviously has to be cleared for the match to happen. And the other uncertainty being Drew McIntyre's contract status. The latest reports still claim that Drew has yet to sign any new contract with WWE. And it was originally reported last year that Drew's current contract was set to expire shortly after WrestleMania 40. So if Drew and WWE don't reach an agreement on a new deal soon, Drew's status for SummerSlam and his status for being in the company itself will be a massive question mark. But obviously, everyone is hoping that Drew McIntyre and WWE can hopefully agree on a new contract, because Drew's work right now is amazing, and everyone would love to see an actual feud with CM Punk. Rhea Ripley just outlasted Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 40 to keep her title reign going well over the 1-year mark. But it doesn't look like things are slowing down for Rhea coming off that big win at all. Only 2 days after her WrestleMania match, WWE introduced Rhea's next big feud to be against Liv Morgan. While Rhea was walking backstage with Dominic, she was suddenly attacked by Liv Morgan. Rhea didn't get a single second of any offense in that backstage encounter with Liv Morgan. It was a backstage attack that was completely owned and dominated by Liv Morgan. Liv brutally beat down Rhea Ripley and looked like a massive threat while doing it. No words were exchanged during this encounter, but it's clear as day that the moment was meant to officially kick off the Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley feud. Now, this feud barely just started, but it does have the potential to be really great and deep. Obviously, there's lots of rich history between these women. They were a close tag team with each other until Rhea Ripley turned on Liv Morgan to join the Judgment Day. But Liv would get the last laugh back then in 2022 by pinning Rhea Ripley in a singles match. And Rhea Ripley hasn't been pinned at all by anyone on the roster since suffering that pinfall loss to Liv Morgan in spring of 2022. So with that fact that Liv Morgan is the most recent woman to score a pinfall victory over Rhea, we can expect that to be brought up several times during their current feud with each other. So Liv will be getting Rhea back for that 2022 betrayal, and also out for revenge on Rhea since Rhea was the one who put Liv on the shelf for several months after all. So there's a lot of factors there that could make this feud very interesting and deep. This new revenge tour version of Liv Morgan could end up having a lot of tricks up her sleeve for Rhea to deal with. And in other news, Becky Lynch appears to also be taking a hiatus away from WWE following her WrestleMania match with Rhea Ripley. Becky was said to be dealing with strep throat and a 102-degree fever when she competed in her WrestleMania 40 match as well. Becky has gone public with that information that she has less than 2 months left on her current WWE deal after WrestleMania 40. So with the contract info and this new info that she's going on a hiatus for the unforeseen future, it looks like we may not see Becky Lynch again under her current WWE deal. If we see her again in WWE, it'll most likely be under a new contract. So it's a little bit scary of a situation because you have Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch both on hiatus, both coming down to the final weeks of their contract with no new talks about new deals. But everyone is assuming that WWE just can't let these two big stars walk away. So hopefully deals are getting reached there after all. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.